Yeah, well, I think we've got to go back to the 1930s when the LMS, that's the London Midland Scottish Railway, built a class of engines totaling 52, which became the Patriot class. Unfortunately, all was scrapped after 25 to 30 years of service in the early 60s. And in recent years, the project was formed to build a new one of the class. They seem very popular among enthusiasts, and we should be steaming the loco next year, the project having been formed and officially launched April 2008.
I got involved with steam loco at a very early age really, when my father started Steamtown Railway Museum in 1969 and bought an engine from British Railways in 1967. So I grew into it. I've always been involved. I used to come down the shed when I was a little boy with my mum and dad, and I grew into it and I got interested in engineering, and it's been my hobby for 30 odd years now, 40 years, ever since I could walk really. I've been messing around with steam locos, and now I work for West Coast Railways at Carnforth full time, so my hobby's become my job, and I look after the steam fleet, which includes this engine, Scott Scarsman, right, and the others in the fleet. So I examine them, and I'm riding fitter today, just if there's anything goes wrong with the loco. So yeah, dream come true really.
I was always interested in steam railways from a youth. When I was young, like a lot of youngsters in the 50s and 60s, we were train spotters, standing on stations, watching steam engines come and go, taking the numbers down. That waned as I grew up, and steam went from the main lines of the railways. But as time went by, railways like the one you can see behind me here at Bury were formed, heritage railways, and the industry grew and grew, and lots of people, especially of my age, reformed an interest. And when I heard about a project to build a Patriot class, I got on board straight away, because it's the class of loco I always liked.
Are you married as well? No, live on your own. Yeah. Time is my own. Yeah, I suppose that money is my own. Yeah. Quite a selfish existence. Yeah.
I'm sales director. We have a sales stall which you will have seen on the footage, where we sell branded items like the one I'm wearing now to promote the project, and it's also to publicise the project and hopefully sign people up. We run a membership scheme. We've got over 1,000 members who are all contributing in one way or another to the cost of some £2 million to build the locomotive. As I said, I'm sales director, and we come to events like this to sell the items and promote the project. Yeah, the railway industry as a whole won't have a massive impact. There are more people travelling on the railways now than ever. It's very, very busy, and our loco will have a bigger impact on the heritage scene, which is railways like this one at Bury. Although it will be running on the main lines when it can. Apparently Network Rail are quite keen to have steam on the main line. It's good PR, and locos like ours help that, but it has to be there in its place because it's a very busy railway these days. So it'll have a big impact, partly because it's not just a steam engine. There are a number of other new build steam engines around, or will be soon, but this loco is it's a memorial engine. It's called the Unknown Warrior, and it carries the, as on the badge here, carries the Royal British Legion crest, and it's dedicated to all military personnel who've died in First World War, Second World War, and subsequent conflicts to date.
growing industry really, the heritage railway industry. You know, is you know. Skills and the facilities died out, you know, when BR scrapped steam, got rid of steam in 1968, shut the workshops, you know, but now Heritage Railways is growing so well and at an alarming rate really. You know, the leisure industry's grown, hasn't it, quite a lot, and you're competing with all the other leisure industries, but people like wine and dine trains, sitting in Pullman carriages and riding behind steam. So as a result of that, there's been a demand. You know, a demand for apprentices and retraining and rekindling old skills. So you look at what we do at Carnforth, you look at Riley's and Sons in Bury, you look at the Severn Valley, Tyseley Loco Works. They're all developing their own skills and reinventing the wheel almost. Where we're building new engines now, you know, like Tornado's new engine they built, the Patriot, which has been built at Llangollen with their facilities. You know, there's everything can be made for steam locos now. You know, coppersmiths to make the copper fireboxes, we can press all the plate work for the boilers, we can cast wheels, we can make tyres, we can make cylinders, we can make axles. It's all there. You know, make a pattern, get a casting, get it machined. Biggest job's finding the drawings and getting the design right. But it's all doable. We're getting a new cylinder made for this engine at the moment. So we've got the old drawing from the National Railway Museum and we've had it turned into a 3D CAD drawing, getting a polystyrene pattern made on the CNC machine, and then we're getting the cylinder cast and pressed in it Molten Midale at what they call Coop Foundry. So, and then machine it, plonk it in simple terms. Probably about 6 months work of plonking it in and drilling it all, getting it all lined up. So the middle cylinder on this is it's cracked and it has to be managed gently for the rest of its boiler ticket. So the boiler expires in about 3 months' time. So we'll take the boiler out for a 10-yearly overhaul. And while the boiler's out, we do some repairs on the frames and we know the cylinders pull, so we'll replace that at the same time. So yeah, everything is doable.